Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Crystalee, and today's video is going to be about when I was 15 and pregnant. Yes, 15 and pregnant, okay. My little blanket because it's story time. How I became a 15-year-old mother, I was just being reckless. To sum it up, I was being reckless with my decisions. I wasn't an out of control teen like, the girls and the boys you see on Scared Straight, nothing like that. I was just being reckless with my decision making, and a bulk of my decision making was coming from just my surroundings, my environment. It was my environment was so enabling for me to do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do. The influence I had was not good at all. Being a mother, I'm very protective over my children because I want to make sure whoever they are around, that person or the people are actually good people, and are great people, and they are having great influence on my kid, because being in that position once upon a time where people around you doing things, and then they're encouraging you to do things. And guess what? When I got pregnant, the same people that were my enablers were the most disappointed and mad. It was just like, well, what did you expect was going to happen? Look how easy it is to just do certain things and make certain decisions. So at the end of the day, in the nutshell, again, I was just being reckless with my decisions, and I knew better. And being reckless got me pregnant at the age of 15. I wasn't under the impression I was pregnant or, suspected anything. I remember I didn't have a period for like 3 months. And I told my best friend at that time, like, hey girl, I ain't have a period in months. And she innocently responded saying, oh, well, that ain't no big deal, girl. My sister don't come on her period all the time either. And little did I know was that her sister was on birth control. Now, we all know birth control can kind of alter your periods and stuff from time to time. So I didn't know anything about birth control pills. I didn't know anything about UIDs, all the other different birth control methods that you can take at that time. No one taught me these things or told me or introduced me to those things. I knew about birth control, such as condoms, of course. But again, I was being very reckless. So, that birth control method was definitely an option, but such as making sure that you're good to go, I didn't know about those birth control methods. And again, I didn't know that the reason her sister wasn't having periods all the time was because of that. So I assumed I was fine. I was like, yeah, it's been 3 months, no period, I'm fine. It happens from time to time. Okay. Then that same friend came to me and she was like, oh yeah, my mom took me to the doctor to get a culture exam. Now, I don't know if her mom was on to her, assuming maybe she was being sexually active, but that was a great decision that her mom did at that time. And she told me about the culture exam and how insightful it was, and how it's at the end of the day a good idea to do. So I was like, well, you did it, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it too. And I literally went to the doctor, made me an appointment. I was 15 years old scheduling a doctor's appointment. I don't know what I told these people or how that happened, because my mom did not know. I didn't get her consent for this appointment. I just, again, innocently went to the doctor because my friend went to the doctor. Now, my friend didn't say, oh, they found out this or they found out this. She just went. Her mom made her go. So she went and she just gave me, the info about it. And when I got to the doctor, that's when obviously I found out I was pregnant. Okay. When I went to the doctor, they asked me the obvious questions like, are you sexually active, and when was your last period? I lied about it all. I was like, no, I'm not sexually active. And then I told them, oh yeah, my last period was last month. And why did I do that? I don't know, but I did. And when the doctor came in a room prior to him giving the exam, he was like, yeah, your pregnancy test is positive. I was like, wait, come again? Positive. I was like, so my pregnancy test positive, that means I'm not pregnant. And he was like, no, if your pregnancy test was negative, that means you're not pregnant. And I said, well, my pregnancy test is negative. And he was like, no, your pregnancy test is positive. I was like, well, if my pregnancy test positive means I'm not pregnant. And he was like, no, if your pregnancy test was negative, that means you're not pregnant. But your pregnancy test was positive, so that means you're pregnant. And I cried. I cried so hard. I was just like, what? And then he measured my stomach with the little measuring tape, and he was like, you 20 weeks pregnant. He was like, you sure your last period was last month? And I was just like, yeah, still lying. The person I told was my friend. I called her and I was like, girl, I went to the doctor and they said I was pregnant, and we cried on the phone for so long together. And we was just like, what does this mean? Like, what does this mean for us? Like, we want to move out of town, out to high school and go to college somewhere and be this and be that, like pregnant, like what does this mean? And we just cried. We just cried our little eyes out. And she stayed on the phone with me, and I then told my mom and my brother that I was pregnant. And how I told my mom, y'all, I was so nervous to tell her, because how do you tell your mom at the age of 15 you're pregnant? So I was just like, I'm gonna just write it out because I couldn't say it. And I wrote on a sheet of paper, I am pregnant, and I spelled pregnant backwards to just make it as complicated as I possibly could. And when she read it, she was just like, you pregnant? And I was just like, yeah. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, okay, you say so. I'm not. And then the next day, she was like, let me see your stomach. And I showed her my stomach. Now, here's the catch. I ran track and field. I was running track and field at that time, and my stomach was flat. Like, I had 4 packs, everything. And if I didn't eat, my stomach was definitely flat. So when she asked to see my stomach, it was prior to me eating breakfast, and it was just flat. It did not look or appear as there's any such as pregnancy coming about. And she was like, you ain't pregnant. I was like, well, Mama, I got another appointment in 2 weeks, and you can come with me and we can talk to the doctor about it. Because to the doctor asked my mom, like, why do you think you here? And she was like, oh yeah, she want to get a physical for track and field. And I don't know where that came from. I did not tell her that. And the doctor was like, actually, she's pregnant. And the doctor gave us this little bag, and inside of the bag it had like Pampers in it, baby brochure stuff, I think coupons for formula. It had all types of baby stuff in it. My mama was like, what the hell? Like, what? And I was like, Mama, I told you I was pregnant and you didn't believe me. Now, I don't know if she was just in denial or what, but she did not believe me when I told her I was pregnant on my own. So the doctor had to tell her, okay? Now, my mom's reaction, it was instantly acceptance. My mom instantly made me feel like everything was going to be okay. She did 2 things. She turned to me and she said, you know what? You still going to finish school and you still going to go to college. And then she told the whole world I was pregnant. The whole family, everybody instantly knew I was pregnant. I turned 16. I got a job. If you watch one of my previous videos, Questions for Crystalee, you will see that my first job was at Rally's. I was making $5.15 per hour. I did not care. It was something, and it was a way that I was trying to step up and provide for my daughter. I also braided hair on my off days. Like, I was just hustling, trying to make money to make sure that I was able to take care of my daughter as much as I could. I definitely just stuck with what worked for me, because I wanted to raise my child. I wanted to provide for my child. I wanted to be there for my child. Was going to school, straight after school, go pick my daughter up from daycare, have a book bag on my back, a diaper bag right here, this big freaking stroller with this heavy baby in it, walk to the bus stop and go straight home. Get home, do my homework, no hanging out with nobody, no going to the events, none of the little school basketball games, none of that. All of that was just out the window, and I didn't even care. I had a goal and I was just focused on that, and that was just providing for my daughter and getting some stability in my life for my child. Instead, I had to go to work. My mom would pick my daughter up from daycare and I would go straight home after work. No hanging out, okay? One of the toughest things that occurred also when I was pregnant was my friend mom did not want her to hang out with me anymore. She felt that I was a bad influence on her, and although that hurt my feelings so much at that time, I have to say as a parent, I understand that reaction to finding out your child's friend is pregnant and they're so young. So me and my friend, we used to have to sneak to see each other. We used to try to walk the long way around to just be with each other as much as we could. We used to sneak and call each other. She used to just sneak and come to my house. Her mom at some point just gave up, like, you know what, I cannot keep her away from Crystal. I'm just going to accept it. And that's how that acceptance came about. I wasn't the only girl in high school pregnant, so I guess that kind of what made it not as awkward. And then also my school provided different programs too at that time that targeted pregnant teens and kind of more so uplift us and helped us. So that was pretty good to have, and I stayed with that program throughout the rest of my years in high school. I graduated from high school with a 4.0 GPA. And I was the captain of the girls track and field team for both my junior year and my senior year. I then went to college, graduated with my undergrads from Harrisville State University, and then I graduated with my master's at the age of 25 years old from Webster University. The biggest challenge that I faced being a teen mom was after high school. Right? So what do you think every 18-year-old that wants to go to college wants to do after high school? You want to go to an out-of-state college. You don't want to stay here. You like, look, first off, I want to go to college. Then I want to go to an out-of-state college so I can experience the entire college experience. That was something I couldn't do. I mean, the opportunity presented itself, but what that meant was I would have had to left my daughter with my mom to raise for a few years while I got some stability out of town, and then came back for her. And I could not leave her. I was like, no, I'm going to raise my child. So it meant, that big fantasy college experience was just out the window. I went to Harrisville State University instead, which was a local college here in St. Louis, and I still had a great college experience. Learned a lot, met a lot of new people, all of the good stuff. And well, I hope you guys enjoy my story. Okay, in a nutshell, that's what it was like being pregnant at the age of 15. I told you why I got, well, not why, yeah, technically why I got pregnant, what were the things that was going on around me, how I found out, how did people receive it, and what happened at the end. I did not drop out of high school. I did not leave my daughter for my mom to raise, and I just stuck with it and still became the woman that I am today. And if you know a teen mom or soon to be teen mom or just any mother period that is looking for some inspiration in their life, some guidance in their life, let them know everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. You just got to stay strong. You got to prioritize your life. You got to know what matters now. Like, you're going to cry over and over and over again, but when you get done crying, you better pick yourself up, hold your chin up high, and keep going, because now you have someone else to live for. Now you have someone else to be encouraged for. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and leave any comments below that you would like to say. Compliments are definitely welcome. If you have a question that you don't want everybody in your business, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to leave a comment, feel free to shoot me an email. My social media information plus my business email will be in the description field. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I was inspirational to someone today. Bye bye.